What's up, YouTube? It's Josh here from Little Desert Farm, and I got some work done today. Got out in my garden and got to do some cleanup and get some stuff built and ready for the next round of gardening here, the fall time. Gonna start planting some stuff, maybe some seeds in the house, and get some ideas ready and get a game plan for this fall and into the winter. So you can see one of the big things I did today, amongst cleaning out all the grass and weeds and trimming up some plants and getting rid of some dead plants, is I put up a nice shade fence on the west side here. Try to block off some of that afternoon sun. Some of the plants like a little more shade in the afternoon. So I'm hoping that'll be beneficial. It's just some lawn and garden screening fence material. Air goes through it, but it does give out a lot of shade. You can see my eggplants here trimmed up nicely. Got all the grass out of here. The other thing I did is install this fencing here for some trellis. I'm gonna get some cucumbers and some beans, maybe peas, tomato plants, other viney type stuff, and try to plant them around this trellis and get them to grow up this fencing material here. I was able to get the grass and weeds out of this bed here, so I can start something new this fall. You can see the eggplant. I trimmed that up. You see a couple pepper plants here, 3 different ones, and then another eggplant. I'm going to get ready to pick all these eggplants. They're kind of small, but I think they're ripe, and I've been looking into it, and once they ripen, if you let them stay on the vine too long, they start to lose their flavor and not taste as good as they do if you pick them early. And then the more I'm learning on the eggplant is it's a perennial, so that I can trim it up and take care of it for the winter. Maybe find a better container to put it in instead of that white grow bag under there. It's only 3 gallons, so maybe I'll find like a 10-gallon container or build something and make a permanent home. Cover them up with some frost blankets for the winter and see if they'll go for a couple of years. It's a new plant for me to be growing. It's my first time, and I didn't even do it on purpose. I just planted a lot of seeds, and that's one of them that grew. Now my pepper plants here, this is where I had 3 really big tomato plants that they all turned into like a bush. And I started cleaning out the garden yesterday and the day before. And when I moved these bags, these pepper plants, they were over here hiding underneath this eggplant. And I moved those out, and they immediately started to look like they're dying. I didn't think too much of it. I thought they just got out in too much sun and dried out. And then when I cleaned up my tomato plants, I moved those bags, I realized there was roots growing through the bottom of the bag and into the actual ground. And when I moved the bags, I ripped the roots. And when I came back this morning, all my tomatoes that I trimmed up yesterday were just dead. So I think that's a lesson learned. These roots will pop through the bottom of these bags, and you don't want to move them once they get established. So I don't know how the eggplant's going to do if I try to replant it. They may kill them when I go to move that bag. So that is something to know. I have to replant them sooner than I did this time, so that the roots don't grow so deep and grow out the bottom of the bag and start going into the ground. They're just a soft plastic, so it's not like a hard pot. And then you can see I put way too many seeds in these, and I was too busy working to get out here when they were first sprouting to thin them out. And then we got all that rain, and I didn't have a chance to thin them out, and I got overwhelmed with grass and other plants. And you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 plants in one little container. And that's not good. That's way too much root system trying to fight for nutrients. So it was a good learning experience. The other thing I need to work on is, if you can see that little white spot there, those are all some kind of eggs of little bugs. And a lot of my pepper plants have them, if you can see. They're little white, look like salt on a pretzel. There's some kind of maybe a beetle or a nymph or some kind of a pest. I'm gonna have to learn what to spray on there. We've got some Castle soap. We're gonna mix with some water in a spray bottle and use that. Supposedly that'll help clear some of these bugs and mites and whatever they are. You can see in this bed here I had a whole bunch of leafy green stuff that got out of control, and the bugs really got to that one. So I tore that all up and got that ready. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in there. Maybe some potatoes. It's a good sized bed for some potatoes. It's about 2 foot by 8 foot. So I think that might be a good spot for some potatoes. But yeah, so just giving you guys a little tour of the cleanup. Give you guys an idea of where I'm going with some plans with these empty garden beds I've got here. If any of you viewers have any suggestions of things you want to see me grow or try to grow, or any tips for wintering or growing eggplants, pepper plants. I've got pumpkins right here. Yeah, give me some feedback in the comment section. Don't be afraid to subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel and reach as many people as we can so we have more in the community to bounce ideas off of and learn from and grow together. So, yep. Have a good night, YouTube. Till next time, take it easy.